Corey Allen was an American film and television director, writer, producer, and actor. He began his career as an actor but eventually became a television director. He may be best known for playing the character Buzz Gunderson in Nicholas Ray's Rebel Without a Cause. He was one of the last surviving cast members of the film. Life and career. Allen was born Alan Cohen in Cleveland, Ohio, on June 29, 1934. He was the son of Carl and Fran Cohen. His father was an illegal bookie and gambling operator for the Mayfield Road mob in Cleveland, and later became an important gambling executive at the Sands Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Allen attended the University of California, Los Angeles, where he received his start in acting and was awarded a Bachelor of Fine Arts in 1954. Allen was best known for his role as gang leader Buzz Gunderson in Nicholas Ray's 1955 film Rebel Without a Cause. Starring in the film was James Dean, who played Jim Stark, a disaffected teenager who has moved to Los Angeles to start a new life, only to find more problems in his new home. After a show at the Griffith Observatory, Buzz challenges Jim to a knife fight, which Stark wins by subduing Buzz with his switchblade. During the filming of the knife fight, both Allen and Dean, aficionados of method acting, used real knives, and Dean was injured when Allen lunged at him with his knife. The gang challenges Jim to a chicky run, in which two stolen cars will be raced towards a cliff and the winner will be the last one to jump out. Before the two are about to embark on their death race, Buzz and Jim stand at the edge of the cliff, looking down at the fall they might face if they remained in their cars to the end. As Jim questions why they are going ahead with this race, Buzz responds, "You got to do something, don't you?" Allen would later recall that his classic line was the underlying question of each generation. Here we are. What do we do? As the cars are heading to the cliff, Buzz attempts to jump out but is unable to escape when his leather jacket gets caught on the car door handle and is killed in the crash at the beach below. He appeared in some minor film roles before Rebel and afterward was seen in The Chapman Report, Darby's Rangers, Juvenile Jungle, Party Girl, Sweet Bird of Youth, in addition to guest appearances on Bonanza, Dr. Kildare and Perry Mason. In 1960 Allen played murderer Rennie Foster in The Case of the Red Riding Boots, and in 1962 he played murder victim Lester Menker in The Case of The Borrowed Baby. He was actively involved in theatrical productions in the Los Angeles area, creating the touring company Freeway Circuit Inc. in 1959 and the Actors Theatre in 1965. He was also involved in teaching theatre at the Actors Workshop. Allen turned to directing starting in the 1960s, where he worked on such television programs as Hawaii Five-0, Hill Street Blues, Ironside, Mannix, Murder, She Wrote, Policewoman, The Rockford Files, Star Trek, The Next Generation and The Streets of San Francisco. He won an Emmy Award in 1984 for directing an episode of Hill Street Blues. He died due to complications of Parkinson's disease on June 27, 2010, in Hollywood, California, just 2 days before his 76th birthday. He was survived by a daughter, 4 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Filmography. As director The Cosby Mysteries, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine episode The Maquis, Part 2 episode Paradise episode The Circle episode Captive Pursuit, Star Trek, The Next Generation episode Journey's End episode The Game episode Final Mission episode Home Soil episode Encounter at Farpoint, The Search, Men Who Hate Women and the Women Who Love Them, Moment of Truth, Stalking Back, FBI, The Untold Stories, Unsub, The New Lassie, Supercarrier, The Angelian Story, JJ, Starbuck, CBS Summer Playhouse episode Infiltrator, Destination America, The Last Fling, A Man, Beverly Hills Cowgirl Blues, Brass, Codename, Foxfire, Codename, Foxfire, Otherworld, Murder, She Wrote episode Deadly Lady pilot episode The Murder of Sherlock Holmes, Jesse Hunter, The Paper Chase episode Billy Pierce, Hill Street Blues episode Heir Apparent episode Goodbye, Mr. Scripps episode Jungle Madness, Legman, Scarecrow and Mrs. King episode Always Look a Gift Horse in the Mouth, Whiz Kids episode Programmed for Murder episode Fatal Error episode Deadly Access, Gavilan, Tucker's Witch, Matt Houston, The Powers of Matthew Starr, Capital, Simon and Simon, McLean's Law, Magnum, P.I., The Return of Frank Cannon, Stone, The Man in the Santa Claus Suit, The Rockford Files episode No Fault Affair episode The Man Who Saw the Alligators episode The Empty Frame, Trapper John, M.D. episode The Shattered Image, Stone, Avalanche, Policewoman episode The Young and the Fair episode Do You Still Beat Your Wife episode The Lifeline Agency episode Broken Angels, Lou Grant, Thunder and Lightning, Yesterday's Child, Quincy, M.E., Executive Suite, Bronk, Kate McShane, The Family Holvik, Cry Rape, Police Story, Barnaby Jones, The Streets of San Francisco, Ironside episode But When She Was Bad episode Too Many Victims, See the Man Run, Canon, The Erotic Adventures of Pinocchio, The High Chaparral episode A Good Sound Prophet, Mannix episode Time Out of Mind episode The Sound of Darkness, The New People, Then Came Bronson, Lancer episode Child of Rock and Sunlight, Hawaii Five-0, Actor, A Time Out of War, Rebel Without a Cause, The Night of the Hunter, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Season 2, Episode, Jonathan, Darby's Rangers, Juvenile Jungle, Party Girl, The Chapman Report, Quarantined,